everyone, and thank you for joining me and Robin today for today's webinar. We'll be getting started shortly or now. Yeah, just in case anyone wasn't aware, the session today will be recorded, and it'll also be available afterwards, and we'll send it out for you. Today we have the MarTech Club hosted again and always by Robin, and the session will be on the how to automate to elevate, a guide to marketing automation with MarTech. Just in case anyone didn't know and they weren't aware, if they've been joining us for these lunchtime sessions, Robin McMillan is a self-proclaimed nerd who was put on this earth to help organizations and individuals understand their marketing data, demystify MarTech, and making complicated things more accessible. So she's more than qualified to lead today's talk as usual. But yes, so we'll have a presentation with Robin first, and then we'll have some questions throughout the session, a little bit back and forth. Feel free to use the chat. You're more than welcome to put anything in there, as well as, yeah, feel free to, let's make this session as interactive as possible.
Yeah, and again, a wonderful introduction there, Daniela. Again, I'm going to have to bring it for this session. But yeah, today is all about automation within marketing, because marketing is becoming more and more difficult. We have to do more and more things. The platforms we use and kind of interact with have to now talk to each other in more and more of a seamless way. And automation within marketing is a way for us as marketers to get our marketing to work quicker, more efficient. It allows us to get more done during the kind of very few hours that we have within our days as marketers. And it also allows us to get more feedback from our marketing kind of function. So we can actually see what's truly going on when we post out that wonderful social media post, when we deliver that wonderful email campaign and the like. So what we're going to kind of cover today. So today we're going to look at truly understanding what marketing automation actually is. We're going to look at how we integrate automation software into our kind of marketing processes for true success, because I want you to be able to leave this webinar with a way to go about this, right? Where I'm not just going to give you a load of baffling information and you not be able to actually use this straight away when you leave this webinar. We're going to look at 3 real-world case studies and their success stories and how it worked for them, how they implemented automation into their marketing processes to get more out of their marketing, to save time, to gain time back, because we should be in the position of the creative, the dreamer, the innovator, while the technology works behind us to kind of do that nitty-gritty, now kind of boring stuff that we don't want to do anymore as marketers, right? I'm going to tell you how to get started. I'm going to go through with you that process of starting to truly work with automation within your marketing and discuss some best practices and some things to avoid. And then I'm going to go through one of my favorite pieces of automation technology, and that is Zapier. Think of Zapier as the glorious sandwich filling between 2 platforms. Yeah, it's the way that we can kind of connect platforms that seemingly can't talk to each other in a way that we can see that connection. Okay. And you may be wondering why you should listen to me. This is what I do day in, day out. This is where I live. I live within the world of marketing data, marketing automation, making complicated things simple. And the impact that this can have on your agency, your work, your marketing team is wonderful to actually see. When we can actually start utilizing platforms and technology to truly support our marketing processes, we all of a sudden have the opportunity to get more from our marketing. And that's the dream, right? We want to see the impact that we have out in that big wide world when we're connecting to our clients, our consumers, our communities. Yeah, and that's where automation can kind of support us. But I want to start right at the beginning, because there's an incredibly frustrating thing happening at the moment within our world. And that AI is getting we're kind of getting AI washed. A lot of the technologies, a lot of the tools that we interact with all are now saying AI powered, but automation is different than that. Yeah. So the terminology I will be using today, I'll probably be talking about your MarTech. So this is marketing technology, and it describes a huge range of software and tools that assist in marketing kind of goals or objectives. Yeah. And then we're going to be looking at your MarTech stack, and that is basically the Jenga of all those platforms together, all kind of constituted together. And this is the grouping of those technologies when we look at them through a marketing kind of lens. Yeah. But marketing automation is where we use software and technology to streamline or automate and measure repetitive marketing tasks and workflows. Its primary goal is to increase efficiency, enhance personalization, and deliver targeted messaging to prospects and customers throughout their journey with your brand, without you having to be there. You can let these processes run in the background, keeping your wonderful new clients or potential new clients happy, seen, heard, and understood. Marketing automation platforms enable businesses to nurture leads, build relationships, and guide potential customers through sales funnels more effectively, because all of a sudden we can automate tasks. So some of the tasks we can automate are things like email campaigns. So we can automate personalized email sequences based on user behavior or triggers. We can do things like lead scoring or segmentation. So this is where we categorize our leads based on the engagement level or other criteria for better targeted messaging. For example, Black Friday is coming up, right? And you sell school backpacks, but you may want to segment for age, for color, for theme, for example. Social media scheduling, so you can plan and post content automatically with a unified message. Content personalization, so delivering customized content based on your users' interests, demographics, or behavior. Who has been personally victimized by TikTok Shop? I have, like a lot of people have, that you get sucked into these ads that seem to truly understand and know you. And that's just a piece of marketing technology that works behind the scenes to get your content or product or service in front of your ideal customer. We then have data and analytics, so where we want to measure campaign performance in real time, providing insights for more strategic decision making. So it sounds wonderful, right? It sounds like we should be doing this from day one, and we should, because by implementing marketing automation, businesses can improve engagement, conversion rates, and overall marketing ROI, allowing yourself and your team and your agency, however large you are, to focus more on strategy, creativity, or doing the client work, yeah, without having to kind of think about all these marketing processes that have to go on in the background to make our marketing truly purposeful. No longer can we just pop a kind of post out on Instagram and hope that it brings everybody to our yard. We need to have processes in that nurture those potential humans, because it takes longer for people to purchase from us now, and it takes more information, more delivery of you before that person truly makes a commitment. So they're the definitions that we want to look at, right? So it's MarTech, automation, it's kind of your MarTech stack. But something else that we need to kind of look at is that AI and automation often get confused within marketing technology. And I suppose at the base of it, it is because both aim to improve efficiency, personalization, and scalability, but they operate incredibly differently. And it is truly important for us to recognize the differences, because it helps us in which tool we should use, how our data is being utilized, how our clients' data is being utilized, what output can we expect from a certain marketing tool. Yeah. So here's why the lines can blur, yeah? And actually what distinguishes them within these kind of things that they aim to do. So both AI and automation have a shared goal of efficiency and personalization. They are both used to enhance marketing by making it more efficient and personalized, yeah? But automation streamlines repetitive tasks, while AI introduces intelligent, data-driven decision-making. Since both can handle tasks that previously required human effort, it's easy to see them as interchangeable, but they are not. So if you're looking for an automation tool, you're not necessarily looking for an AI-driven marketing platform. Yeah. They have overlapping kind of use cases. So many tools combine both AI and automation, further confusing the distinction. So, for example, a marketing automation platform might use AI to optimize the timing of emails to increase open rates, or to personalize content based on predictive models, making it difficult to separate where automation ends and AI begins. But you need to recognize what is truly happening within the marketing processes you are interacting with, because they kind of change and create different kind of processes in relation to what we put out into the big wide world as marketers. And of course, you know, I'm an incredibly ethical marketer and I talk about ethics all the time. And we need to be aware of the impact that we have with the content, the messaging, and the kind of things that people can interact with. They do use similar language and terminology. So marketing technology often uses overlapping words like smart, predictive, automated, intelligent, making it unclear kind of which processes are purely automated and which actually are smart, for example. Terms like AI-driven automation and automated insights can sound similar, despite involving different levels of intelligence. Automation follows a single rule. If this happens, I will then do this. If this then happens, I can now do this. AI can be much more fluid in the way that it makes decisions, yeah? And also there's a misconception about complexity. So some assume that because a task is performed automatically, AI must be involved, but that is not true. In reality, automation can operate with simple rule-based processes, while AI typically requires data learning and adaptability. So for example, here, if you think about it, an email triggered by an abandoned cart is pure automation, yeah? But AI-driven content recommendations in that email could involve machine learning. So automation. This follows predefined rules or workflows to complete tasks, like sending follow-up emails or segmenting customers. It's efficient, but doesn't learn. It doesn't improve. You've told it what you need, yeah? And it can't take the data that it processes to make a better decision. AI, on the other hand, our glorious AI that has come in to really change the way that we interact and create things as marketers, uses algorithms and machine learning to make data-driven predictions and adapt based on new information. In marketing, this could mean analyzing customer behavior to optimize product recommendations, or using natural language processing to improve chatbot responses, for example. So we need to know these differences, yeah? And by understanding these distinctions, it can help us as marketers to apply the right tools for the right needs. I always say that marketing technology is super whizzy, it is super wonderful, but if it does not align with your reason for implementing it, and you don't have an understanding of the larger organizational goals, that need the marketing to support it, that the marketing technology is going to work with, then all of a sudden your super whizzy marketing kind of tech platform is not ever going to create you what you truly need within your marketing. Yeah, it's going to be frustrating. You're not going to get the outcome you wanted. Your ROI is not going to change. So it all needs to be understood. And choosing automation to streamline routine tasks, but AI when adaptive intelligence and predictive insights are valuable. Yeah. So it's good. Now we've done the foundational. Yeah, we know what we're talking about. We know what automation does. We know the reasons for using it within marketing. And it may sound really complicated. It may sound like, I don't know, like trying to get all these platforms to talk to each other. You don't really know how that works yet. And that's okay. Because as soon as you recognize the need for automation, you will start recognizing the tasks that you do that could be replicated by automation. You will start seeing where you can save time and how an automation platform or an automation process can do that for you. And you will also start to see the gaps in the technology you already have, where they don't talk to each other, where you're having to manually export a report from here to talk to this other kind of process, or your CRM even in some instances. So we can start to see the need and the use case for automation. And we should know the difference between AI and automation because we want to choose the right tool for the task. We want to set realistic expectations. So AI and automation offer different levels of capability. We want to budget and give the right resource allocation at the right time. We want to optimize our customer experience. And we want to stay competitive and compliant. Yeah. So now we know the differences and the reasons why we should really understand what technology we're using for what within our MarTech stack to support our marketing goals. So how do you go about increasing your automation? Yeah. So as we've spoke about, integrating automation into your marketing can streamline workflows, boost engagement, drive higher conversions when used effectively. It can be utilized by any size organization, any sector, to fill in those gaps, yeah, to make your job easier, to make the outcome of your role more purposeful. So we're going to go through 3 organizations that implemented automation, what it was, and the outcome that it produced for them. Because, you know, within the MarTech Club, I like to cement all of the learning that we do in real life situations, so we can really understand by when you go away and do this, what expected outcome you should see. So let's first look at lead nurturing, and we're going to focus on automated email workflows. So how does it work? Automated email workflows allow businesses to guide prospects through your journey by sending timely, personalized emails based on their interactions. Yeah. So for example, signing up for a newsletter, downloading a resource, purchasing a course, accessing a podcast, whatever. Yeah. Automated workflows ensure leads receive relevant content and stay engaged without manual intervention. So for example, if you had a webinar, after that webinar, you can have a sequence that talks to the people who watched 75% or more, 50% or more, 25% or more, or they didn't really tune in at all. And that automated workflow could be different for that segmentation, because it is different how you should talk to somebody who was truly engaged, stayed for the full almost hour, compared to the person who tapped out after 10 minutes. Yeah. But if you imagine, once you've set up your automation, this would happen without your kind of having to like segment them out and then send each email to them timed in your calendar, for example, the impact is that you get all that time back, and those 4 segments from that webinar suddenly feel super seen and super connected with. It takes at the moment about 10 to 13 touch points for somebody to decide to purchase. So by sending out a really wonderful email campaign after these kind of connections is a really great way to nurture your leads at the moment. Yeah. But with automation, because you need time back, you want to be talking to as many people as possible. You want to be supporting different segments as possible. So it's a great way to be able to do that. And a great case study is with Dell. So you can go away and have a deeper read of this, but basically Dell implemented automated email workflows for B2B division to nurture leads that expressed interest, but were not yet ready to make a purchase. So by segmenting leads based on their actions, tailoring follow-up emails accordingly, Dell kept prospects engaged and educated on their products. So this automated nurturing process led to a 35% increase in open rates. That's huge. And a 10% boost in sales from nurtured leads last year, showing the power of automation to keep leads engaged and move them down your sales funnel. I'm going to have to sneeze. Oh, bless me. So by automating this process, continually talking to these individuals that are not a sales priority, in essence, they could keep these wonderful humans warm, allow them to learn more about Dell, and led to a 10% boost in sales, which is quite a large number from purely integrating an automated email workflow. Yeah. So that's one way that we can really bring automation in. And if you think about it from like a small business's point of view, these could be the people that say no initially to your proposal, or after a discovery call, they decide that it's not quite right for them at that point. You can still keep them happy and engaged and part of your world. For a large organization, this could be people who abandon your carts, only spend less than a minute on your website. If you look at the heat map of your website, they don't really scroll or spend time there, but you can still bring them into your world, keep them engaged, and let them know that you are relevant to them and can provide them with something they may need. Yeah. We then have behavioral triggered content personalization. So this is where we use behavioral triggers. Businesses can then automate personalized content delivery, showing customers products or information tailored to their actions. So this could be things like browsing history or purchase behavior. One company that does this really well outside of this case study is Pandora. If you've ever been on Pandora's website and you search for silver rather than gold, you go down a silver rabbit hole that you rarely come out of, actually. They hyper-personalize their content. And this type of automation drives customer engagement and encourages conversions by offering highly relevant recommendations. Yeah, because we don't have a lot of time. We are bombarded by so many options now. If you search for I want a new backpack, I want a new laptop bag, you get reams and reams of options. Whereas actually being present and relevant as a brand, it allows you to stand out above all of that digital noise. So who's doing this well? Amazon, of course. So Amazon's recommendation engine, an iconic example of behavioral triggered automation, customizes product recommendations based on browsing and purchase history. Do you want to buy this next? Or you bought this, you may need this kind of journey that they put you down. But this dynamic personalization encourages users to explore so many additional products, resulting in higher order values. So as a result, last 2 years, 35% of Amazon's revenue has been attributed to personalized recommendation. No outreach, just personalized recommendation, highlighting the effectiveness of automated behavior-driven content to boost customer spend and engagement. Yeah, so it's quite powerful. I'm sure everybody on this webinar, we have all bought something that Amazon has recommended at some point, because
Definitely
you bought
guilty.
something. Yeah, because you bought something, right? And then you didn't realize that you could get a fancy charger for it, or something that like makes it look really pretty on your desk. I am a sucker for that. I'm like, get in my basket. Of course I want that. Why would I not want that? Thank you so much for finding that for me. And that is how it is. But we now need to be that visible as organizations. Yeah, we need to be there. We need to step in and go, hold on, I have just what you need. Here it is. Here's how you purchase it. Yeah, and automation supports all of that for you. Yeah, because all it's doing is taking the data about you, analyzing it, checking out what we have to purchase, what we can sell to you, and then delivering that opportunity. Yeah, imagine how long that would take you as an individual, exporting that data, checking the report, looking at what you could offer, crafting a wonderful email. Yeah, these processes drive that kind of power of you being able to show up for your clients, consumers, and communities in a way that they need you to at that moment. Yeah, so behavioral triggered content personalization.
Sophia popped a question in the chat, if that's possible for
Yeah,
me
of
to.
course.
Yeah, so she popped down regarding to how to do the follow-up personalization. I wonder if there are any scenarios set beforehand to tailor each recipient's email.
Yes, so a very quick rundown of how that would work. So say you are a dog grooming company. I love dogs, so that's why we're going to talk about dog grooming. And on your website, you offer 3 services. Yeah, so you wash dogs, you dry dogs, I don't know, and you do claw clipping. Yeah. In your PDF downloads, you may have, how do I know if my dog needs their claws clipping? Yeah, as a download. So anyone that downloads that would get a tag at the back of your website. This tag would alert your email system as that segment. So this person, we'll call it, I don't know, Maria. Maria has downloaded that. Maria's information that she willingly gave and understood that she was giving to receive that free download would then take her and add her to a segment in, say, ActiveCampaign or MailChimp, for example. When that happens, she is triggered to go down an automation journey. Yeah, so she get email 1, email 2, email 3, whatever your email kind of process is. And in that, you would sell her the obvious service of claw clipping at the end. Once you've supported her, made her feel seen, explained who you are within that kind of sequence. So that's a very quick way. So the automation systems basically need to know if somebody does X action, where do you expect those systems to put it? And then what do you want those systems to then showcase to that wonderful person after that? Yeah. And it could just be a couple of emails. It does not need to be expansive. Of course, as you get more into it, you can then have like a revisit if she hasn't clicked your link and all that kind of jazz. But initially, it could be something as that simple. You offer 3-4 services. You have something that people sign up to that relates to those different services. That gives them a tag, which gives them the platform, the segment that you want to put them in, and then you just roll out that kind of content automatically to them. But I'll also show you some more ways to do that throughout this session. So the last kind of case study is automated social media scheduling and engagement. We all know that there are so many platforms that we now need to keep up with. And we often get the fear that we have to keep up with the Joneses as like marketers. So if there's a new platform out, we've got to try it, see if it works. And social media automation tools allow businesses to schedule posts across platforms, ensuring consistent presence without manual effort. Yeah. Automated engagement tools can monitor for mentions, there's a lot of M's in that sentence, comments and questions, providing automated or timely responses to engage followers and build brand loyalty. So this allows systems to either let you know that someone has mentioned you, commented you, created user-generated content about you, all that kind of stuff. So then you can go and action. And in some instances, if it's brands that have a lot of that user-generated content, you can even create automated responses, automated data capture, automated reposting of content onto your own channels. So you don't have to go in and do that as well. And that's especially great for like large makeup brands who have a very young kind of demographic. It's great that there's so much content out there, but you just can't keep up as like a small marketing team or a startup marketing team, or even a large marketing team in some instances. So automation allows your brand to show up when you don't or can't show up. Yeah. So it's pretty good. So who's doing this well? HubSpot. As marketers, we are probably all within the HubSpot world. We either use it or we are subscribed to something somewhere and we can't get out of the emailing list, right? HubSpot used automated social media scheduling to remain consistent. There was so much of their content they were pumping out in different ways for different people across so many different channels. But by automating post scheduling, the company was able to engage audiences at optimal times, regardless of time zone, regardless of cultural nuance, and drive traffic back to their website. Yeah. The consistency provided by automation helped increase their social media reach by 20% last year. That's pretty good. Yeah. And website traffic by 50%, even better. Proving that automated scheduling can enhance brand visibility and engage with a larger audience. Social media needs to be consistent. The way that we outreach needs to be consistent. Again, we're looking at those 10 to 13 touch points at the moment. So this is a great way to show up when you don't want to do anything live, to give people time to mull over, to guide them to the next journey, the part of their journey in your sales funnel, back to the website, for example. So some key takeaways. So lead nurturing can increase conversion rates by maintaining engagement and moving leads towards purchase, even if they enter as a no, but that can be done by automation. Behavioral triggered content keeps customers engaged and increases spend by offering highly relevant recommendations. Social media automation boosts brands' visibility and engagement, driving more traffic and then higher conversion. Yeah, so that's like 3 wonderful impacts from implementing marketing automation. And it isn't as complicated as it may feel. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go through many automation opportunities within marketing, and it may be a whistle-stop tour. Yeah. So marketing automation can streamline numerous aspects of your strategy, saving time, improving personalization, and increasing your marketing effectiveness. So email marketing automation, so automated welcome series for your new subscribers, drip campaigns, post-purchase follow-ups, re-engagement campaigns are a great way to start. These people entered your world for something. Make them feel seen. Keep talking to them, because not everybody purchases on the first journey through your sales funnel. Yeah, we all know that. I mean, I don't sometimes, especially if it's like a big internet purchase that I have to use my computer for rather than my phone. It generally takes me more time to make that decision. But I need you to still be visible to me as a consumer. leads nurturing and management, so automated lead scoring and segmentation, lead assignments to sales team, for example, based on different scoring, real-time notifications to sales for high value actions. So for example, if you are selling a done in a day kind of service for small businesses, if somebody is showing interest in that, you may want to jump in as a small business and take over that sales process instead of kind of allowing it to be automated, for example. Customer segmentation and targeting. So automated adjustments to segments based on real-time data. Something happens in the news, you're selling a pair of trainers, suddenly someone wears them, they're all over Instagram. You want to be able to adapt to that, right? And show those shoes to the segment straight away that is going to be the most kind of open to that purchase now. Content marketing automation. So this is where we schedule blogs, videos, content distribution. RSS to email automation is one of my favorites for podcasts. So a podcast goes out, an email grabs all of the wonderful information into a template, and then it goes all out to your subscribers. Your views go up. People then don't have to remember to find your show. It's a wonderful automation, especially for new podcasters, for example. Ad campaigns and retargeting. So lookalike audience targeting based on high value customer data, automated A/B testing for ad copy, images, and CTAs. So it's a way for you to be the most relevant at the best time, yeah? Because we want to make sure that we're in front of the people who want to find us in the most organic way. We don't want to seem overly bearing, right? So CRM and sales automation, so automatic data entry and lead information updates in CRM to take away that monotony of updating it yourself. Follow-up reminders for sales reps and marketers based on lead activity. Automated thank you messages and confirmation messages post-purchase, because the automation shouldn't end when they purchase, yeah? They still want an experience. They still want to feel seen and heard by you moving forward. Customer service and chatbots, automated follow-up on customer service requests. So it's not just a one-time thing that they get an answer from you. Analytics and reporting, so automated report generation, so you can actually use that information to make a difference within your campaign. Exported data starts to die very quickly. If you're not able to export, utilize, iterate, and then move on and do the same again, it becomes more and more worthless actually over time once that data has been exported, because your online realm is live, it's dynamic. So if you're not able to have those kind of automated report generation and distribution, then there's no point really making the changes 2-3 weeks down the line from that marketing data. Event and webinar automation. So follow-up sequences after a webinar, automated recording distribution, post-event surveys to gather feedback, customer feedback and surveys on their own. So things like follow-ups and loyalty programs. SEO and content optimization. So keyword rank tracking is a great one here, and alerting for significant changes. Because if your audience segment suddenly starts to use a new word to describe what you do, and this often happens, like roles get new titles and things like that, technology terminology changes, that's a great way for you to then be able to implement those changes and still be ahead without having to do all that research yourself, for example. And then influencer and affiliate marketing, so actually automated outreach, tracking and reporting of affiliate sales, payment automation. So by integrating these automated processes into marketing efforts, it can help you operate much more efficiently. You can do so much more with the same time. Yeah, you can be nurturing 10, 15 leads instead of 1 to 2, for example. If you're a much larger organization, you could be lead scoring to bring the best opportunities to sales rather than wasting sales times. Yeah. And we're operating more efficiently, we're delivering timely and personalized content, and ultimately we're driving greater results across all channels, which is wonderful from a marketing point of view. So where will you begin? Out of all of that list, what is going to be the most purposeful for you at this time? Arena, she's on her own, so having 10 to 15 leads would be wonderful. But imagine how much time 10 to 15 leads would normally take if these pieces of tech weren't doing a lot of the kind of time-consuming stuff for you. Yeah. So when we're integrating this, yeah, I have 5 things you really need to think about, and this will put the basis of which automation you choose to implement first. And it's crucial to approach it thoughtfully, because I've told you it can do so many wonderful things, but I don't need you to go away and make it do all of them. I need you to recognize what gaps you have and what will bring the best kind of result for you and your organization. And you also don't want it to change the experience that your customers have with you. So the first thing that we need to do is make sure that we have clear goals and objectives. It matters because your automation should align with specific marketing objectives, whether it's increasing engagement, improving lead conversion, streaming workflows. Yeah. Identify the areas where automation can drive the most value. Yeah. We then have customer-centric experience. So why does it matter? So automated interactions should feel personalized and authentic to the customer. Considerations is that use customer data to personalize automated messages and triggers, such as tailoring product recommendations based on their behavior. Do not assume that all of your people that interact with you will want information in the same way. Yeah. Segment and really discover what people need from you to be able to purchase from you. Automation relies heavily on accurate and comprehensive data to function effectively. Yeah. So ensure that your customer data is clean, updated, and consistent across all of your platforms that you utilize within your automations. Yeah. It needs to be able to grow big with you and be flexible. Marketing needs often change, especially as companies grow or as customers' expectations shift. So choose platforms that can scale with your business and that offer easy to adjust workflows. Yeah. So you're not stuck doing it all again. And then we have ongoing testing and optimization. And why does that matter? It isn't a set it and forget it solution. Yeah. Regular testing and checks are essential because your needs may change, your client's customer or community's needs may change. So implement some A/B testing, check your messaging, and get feedback to make sure that this is working in the way that you expect it to work. And then we have these are popular marketing automation tools. So we have HubSpot. This is your all-in-one kind of platform with email marketing, social media management, and CRM integration. You have ActiveCampaign. This combines email marketing, automation, and CRM tools. You have MailChimp, which could be a replacement for ActiveCampaign, and that's a marketing platform with email automation. We have Brevo. This offers email marketing, so things like SMS campaigns too, and chat functionalities. And then Marketer Engage. This is for larger enterprises offering lead management and account-based marketing. And the reason I gave you these tools is realistically, if you have 1 or 2 of these, you can start integrating kind of which one you will move forward with. Each tool offers unique features and advantages, and that is how you will decide which one is best for your use case. So selecting the right tool will depend on your specific business needs, budget, and goals overall. Now I'm very quickly going to go into Zapier before we end. So Zapier is my best friend. So this allows you to automate things that a platform may not. Yeah. And it allows platforms to talk together to get you an outcome specifically on what you want, which may not be available in the market. And it is so easy to use. It's a web-based automation platform that enables users to connect and automate tasks across 7,000 applications without requiring coding skills. By creating these zaps, these pings of information between different platforms or different processes, users can set up workflows where an event happens in one app, MailChimp, and then it creates an action in another, ClickUp, Asana, for example. Streamlining processes and reducing manual effort. So some of the key features are workflow automation, extensive integration, and advanced tools. So it actually does all of this for you. And I'm quickly going to stop sharing and bring in Zapier for us to have a very quick look at. Because I promise you, it's like 2 seconds and you can go away and start doing this. And you can do this on the free version too. Yeah. Desperately trying to share very quickly. Time is against me today. Okay, so basically you tell Zapier what you would like to automate. So if a subscriber joins mailing list, please add to Google Doc. Yeah, so this does use AI to then understand what I've asked it and then give me a response. And it has already created for me the perfect zap. So what this means is, so I'm linked into this, so a lot of my platforms are already in here. So this is my zap. So when MailerLite adds like a new subscriber comes into any segment, it adds it to Google Docs. And let me show you the editing kind of world. So what this then does is it lays it all out for you, and then you would go in and edit anything that you need to here. So the app you can change. There's loads and loads of apps, so I could do Active Campaign instead if I wanted to, if I spelt it right. So whichever subscriber kind of process or subscriber form you utilize, it would go in here. And then once that happens, once I choose a trigger event, if I put subscriber in here, yeah, that's an unsubscribe, but it's fine. And then what I would ask it to do is put the information in a Google Doc for me. So I want it to create the document from the text, connect my account, and then every time that happens, that would also happen. Yeah. So it's stopping you having to go in. You could just have one Google Doc that you've pinned on your desktop and you just check it every now and again. All of your zaps you can turn on and off at any time. So here are some that kind of, this is my test kind of space, which is why it was like 2 years ago. But what you can also do is things like you can get your final finances at the end of the month, your invoice check and bill. If there is a marketing prompt that you need to send to a client to get information from, you can just ask them to automate the process. So this sends out a marketing prompt to my client on X date, hoping to get the information for me to then create social media or a web page or a landing page, for example. And then it tells me when that information comes back. There are thousands of automations that you can go away and do. And you can automate things in your business that frustrate you and waste your time. So there are loads of different processes that you can use this as kind of the sandwich filling between your kind of steps within a workflow or platforms to bring you time, efficiency, and opportunity moving forward. So that was a very whistle-stop tour of Zapier, but basically all you would ever need to know is home. That would always take you back here. You can create a Zap from here. And then you would tell it what you wanted, and then it would start to build that out for you. These can be as long and as convoluted as you may need them to be. Yeah. I'll quickly go back to my presentation.
We have a few questions. Shall I go through one or two of them?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so we have Sophia who put, in terms of content creation, i.e. blogs, insights, etc., in a niche area, topics that are relatively discussed less often, is it still good to use an automation tool for this purpose? As my concern would be that there is limited resources available to generate quality content.
I think instead you could use the automation to distribute or improve your SEO or adapt to different segments, and then you create your own content instead, and use the automation as a way to save time, deliver it in the best way, and make it the most discoverable. Especially if you're in a very niche kind of sector, for example.
Anastasia has also asked, do you have any hot automated social media platforms?
Oh, again, it depends on what you want from it. I really like Metricool because of the reporting feature. It does some great. It literally sends email reports to my clients straight out of Metricool that's branded by them. Very nice experience. Yeah, so it depends what you want, but you have like Metricool, Hootsuite. You can even use Facebook itself and LinkedIn itself now, but you don't get the kind of reporting or the insights kind of side of it.
And Rena has also asked, which one is the best? Mostly all paid services, but how to choose the best one essentially?
I would look at reviews and write down what you need out of a certain platform, and then just make sure that it has that. Realistically, you are going to have to try a few because there's so many out there and they all offer different things, and also look at what other things it needs to connect to. So if you're doing social media scheduling, does that need to connect to your CRM that's doing lead scoring, for example? Can that talk to each other natively, or do you need to zap in between? That kind of thing. So make sure your MarTech stack is being looked at as well. Okay. I love these questions. They make me think. So I'm going to tell you about a course I love now and something I have been wonderfully able to be a part of, and that is the CIM Accredited Awards. I'm incredibly biased. I love this one, and that's the CIM Accredited Award in AI Marketing. I love these because I wished I'd have had these when I was like in like my younger kind of marketing days and in my career, because they're a wonderful deep dive into certain aspects that are totally relevant right now. And I'm sure Daniela's got so much more information than that for you about these.
Yes, so here at the Oxford College of Marketing, we offer a host of qualifications. You can do a full diploma, you could do a few modules, or you can go away and do one module and get an accredited award. So the most popular and the one that kind of ties in the most to MarTech Club would be the accredited award in AI marketing. The content strategy accredited award is also quite popular. There's also an SEO one, as well as the social media management. So yeah, there's always something kind of for you if you're looking to specialize, gain further information or knowledge, or if you're looking to kind of take the next step in your career or would like to become more qualified. We do have a lot of experienced marketers come through. Can we have a quick overview of the program duration / module? Sure, if you're happy for me to cover that, bear with me one quick second. So when it comes to if we're looking at, for example, the AI accredited module, which would be the most popular, it's quite a quick qualification. So what you would have after the completion of the course would be a qualification, essentially, and an accredited award, and that would be accredited by the CIM. So it's a well-recognized accrediting body. You would have something that would kind of, pin down your knowledge with the qualification so that you can have that on your CV. So you can use that to apply for certain jobs. You can have that on your LinkedIn. And also, if to do one of the qualifications, you're required to be a CIM member, which means that you'd belong to the accrediting body as well. So they'll be able to help you with all kinds of things on that platform. I'm aware that you'd have reading lists, plans that would help you with any kind of marketing strategy or anything that you're kind of up to as well. When it comes to the CIM specialist, accredited award, bear with me one quick second. Sorry, my system is taking a little bit of time to load. How it kind of works, it takes around 6 weeks to complete the award. You can complete it through a distance learning program. So that would be the most cost-effective option, which you can see there is priced at £360. Or you can do it through virtual learning, depending when you're kind of looking to complete the course. You'd have 3 months access to course materials as well as support. And what that looks like in terms of the materials, that you'd have pre-recorded webinars that you can work through in your own time. That would also be accessible to you if you were doing the virtual one-day course as well. And support would be, you could talk to a member of our team at any point throughout the qualification if you have any questions, anything to do in terms of content coverage as well. We can also find a tutor to be able to get back to you. So yeah, there's always a point of contact here at Oxford College of Marketing. We're more than happy to kind of support our students, and that's very much what we're known for. That's what our reputation is we're happy to help. But yeah, it's a great way to kind of either move up in terms of if you're looking for a new job, if you're looking to kind of move across as well and specialize in something else, so trying to learn about a completely new topic because you're aware that, for example, AI has now hit the market and you'd like to get a lot more information brushed up with certain skills as well as knowledge. Perfect place for it. Sophia Wang, can Robin please elaborate? Have you had any run in with the AI course at all for the module?
Me?
Yes,
I
Sophia Wang has asked. Okay, so there you go, Sophia. Robin teaches the course.
So it's we go through all the foundations of kind of what AI within marketing is at a much deeper level than we do within the kind of MarTech club. You'll go away understanding what truly powers AI within marketing. Alongside that, we look at kind of how you then integrate that into your kind of processes, into your project plans. We look at the way that AI is changing kind of marketing and how we interact with individuals. We look at the regulations, the ethical side, how you would prepare your organization, your team, your own processes for AI integration. It's a great foundation for a tool, a piece of technology that is not going to go away. And it allows like the individuals that come to the class to truly pick apart this technology and see how it will support marketing as a whole, like the organizations that we work within and the processes that we interact with as a marketer. But we go straight back from the beginning with all the foundational knowledge of that technology, all the way into how you can integrate it within your marketing processes.
Okay, that's great news. But yeah, if anyone has any further questions, feel free to pop them on the Substack. And yeah, Robin will get back to you. If there's anything further, you can always drop us an email at the inquiries@oxfordpeg.com email address. And otherwise, it's been lovely spending lunchtime with you.
Yeah, as always. And I look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks.